welcome to the final part of Mega Man 2 from the Wily Wars. And it's that bloody sound again! But yeah, as I mentioned in Mega Man 1, the Wily spaceship is blue now rather than red, so they've updated that a little bit. I really like this particular design for Wily's castle, because obviously it's got the skull motif, which is basically always there, but like the general layout, it looks so cool. How they get all the kind of different shit that we go through in these levels inside there, I don't know, but yeah, gotta suspend your disbelief for a little bit, I suppose. It's that one song that you hear everywhere that Mega Man's mentioned. It's Wily 1 theme, and I think it sounds better here than it does on the NES. Like, maybe that's because I've heard the NES version so many times, but I just like this particular version of it. Obviously there are some like really good fan covers of it. There's also a kind of cool electronic cover of this that was released on one of the official Capcom kind of compilations, which I think is really cool. I think it was one of the anniversary compilations. But yeah, this isn't my favourite Wily 1 theme, or well, my favourite Wily theme at all. There's a couple that I like a bit more. There's, I think it's Wily 3 and 4 from Mega Man 3 is really cool, because it's got this sort of darker tone to it. And there's also, my absolute favourite Wily theme is Wily 1 from Mega Man 10. I forget the name of the song, because the songs in that game actually have like proper names and stuff, but it's just so cool. It's got that kind of, you're breaking into the base, now we've got action coming on sort of tension to it, and it just works so well. Whereas this, it's a cool theme, but it's just got more of a, it could just be any level, you know? And obviously I've heard so many different interpretations of this, like with lyrics. I've got lyrics from like 3 different takes of it going through my head as I hear this, and it's ridiculous really, but I guess that's what happens when a song gets like super popular. And this particular section of this stage can die in a fire. That took me many takes to get down, because you got to time your item 1 usages very carefully so they don't get too high. Because if they get too high, then you sort of hit your head as you try to make the last jump and then fall back down to the bottom, which sucks big time. This section, if you're playing the game for the first time, this could catch you off guard. Like, to me, obviously, I've played this so many times, I just think, suddenly dragon! But, you know, I can see that weirding people out when they play this, not expecting it. But yeah, just use the weapon I'm using and the quick boomerang. I think you can use crash bombs too. I think they do quite a bit of damage as well. But these work pretty well, and they shoot pretty quickly as well, so you don't have to wait for it to blow up. I would suggest you don't take Dwayne Brando's advice to saw blade the Mecha Dragon, because he's actually immune to that. So, you know, I think they were either wrote that in to fuck with people, or they forgot, one of the two, not sure. But that's the first Wily's Castle stage down. It's when it gets on to the later Wily stages that's where my love for this game tends to kind of dwindle a little bit. Because as much as I love like the main Robot Master stage and that in this game, the Wily levels can be a little bit dickish at times. I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe not, but there's certain things that I think that wasn't really fair, you know? I find it weird how they've got like such a bright orange colour scheme here. That doesn't really seem Wily. I'm not sure what colours I associate with Wily in particular, but this bright orange seems kind of out of character for him. Like a neon orange, like, I don't think he's that loud of a personality to kind of justify having an orange base. But what do I know about interior design? I'm a commentator, not an interior designer, so I think I want that E-Tank, so yeah. E-Tanks are a really useful addition to this game. It gives you that like second chance if you kind of been screwing up throughout the level, and I like that in games. And yet we've got to have things randomly pop out the ground that you can't see coming, of course. That's always fun. I'm trying to maintain my crash bomb energy. There's a boss like in one of the later Wily stages that needs crash bomb, but for now it's a little bit early still to be worrying about it really. But I'm being overly cautious because I don't know. I'm really taking it safe, but I think I'm going to use that E-Tank just to be on the safe side here. Yeah. Oh, I was a little bit early there. If I was a tad earlier, I would have walked straight into that. All these lovely spike pits that you could accidentally fall into if you don't know they're there. But it's this boss now. Now, I'm using the metal blade. I've heard there's another weapon that can do like lethal damage to these and one hit kill them. But I think it's the bubble lead, but I've never actually tried it. I find the metal blades are good for this boss because you can shoot them in multiple directions, so you don't have to worry about getting in the right place to shoot them. Obviously I still do take hits because I'm kind of careless. There's a boss like this in Mega Man 10 that if you're playing in Mega Man 10's hard mode, you can fall through the floor. In Mega Man 2, whatever mode you're playing on, like, them black sections are still safe to walk on, so they're alright there. Let's just give this guy the last few hits. And he's down! We're getting deeper into the base now. So it's time for some much less inspiring music to accompany us. This is probably the only song on this entire soundtrack that I actually dislike. And the reason why I dislike it is it's just sort of too ominous and boring, I think. I get the tone they're going for, but ultimately this is a game about a cartoon robot. Don't need to take it too seriously. I say as someone who makes videos commentating over every game in this series basically, so well, there's gonna be a lot of games that I don't do because I'm really not that interested in like the RPGs and that. I've heard a lot of good things about Battle Network and that, but I'm not much of an RPG guy, so I can't see myself covering those games. So I'm not going to say never because I might have a change of heart later down the line, but I'm really not an RPG person outside of Pokemon really, so I think the X series is a kind of cool series to me. I like how X1 in particular really expanded upon the main Mega Man formula, and like there's extra shit for you to find and upgrades and things like that. I haven't got that much experience with like the later X games. I know as the series goes on they get a bit more hit and miss. But anyway, I'm rambling off topic. Here's the Guts Dozer. Just gotta use the quick boomerang on him and he'll die pretty quickly. Even on this difficult mode with like Wily was version and all that, he's taking just... I'm doing more to him than he's doing to me, so I don't even have to be overly careful, you know? Thanks for that. You see what I did there, eh? 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 Yeah, I know I'm not funny, but still. One more stage until we're at the ending section, eh? And I'm seeing a lot of blue on screen here, like overwhelming amounts of blue in this colour scheme. I think for all the like general visual upgrades the Mega Drive version of this game gave it, they're really not overly great when it comes to balancing the colour schemes, because you find you have a lot of the same colour in one particular area, so it's not exactly that interesting to look at in the base areas. And what you just saw there was me jumping through a bit of ceiling. This is the level that has the gimmick of you can fall through the floor, which, yeah, see there, I can just go straight through that with me item 3 or item 1. That was difficult. And once it's shown you that section, you can kind of see what's going to happen here, can't you? Let's be honest. You can use the bubble lead to like see where it makes the dip and just jump across like I did there. But yeah, I find this particular E-tank, it's easier to get if you go in from the lower floor as opposed to trying to go along and be careful of the ceiling. There's me being indecisive on which weapon to use, as per normal, because we're coming up to another one of those moving platform sections, and although the metal blades are fairly useful, I tend to like to just put the leaf shield up and sit back and do nothing for a minute. Because I'm a lazy little shit, really. But yeah, look at how that slowdown's killing this section. Like how slow them enemies are moving compared to how they were when I first entered the room. It's pretty ridiculous, really. This game could have done with a lot more technical testing, I think, because like the slowdown in certain sections is borderline unacceptable, really, especially in Mega Man 1 where it was throwing me off when I was fighting the Yellow Devil and that. Like, that's not really acceptable for a game, is it? Maybe the reason it's given me so much grief is because I'm so familiar with how the NES ones work, I'm not sure, but you know, I'd rather a game be technically good. We're still going slowly, slowly. Wake me up when we're there, guys. Wait, what? We're there? Anyway, this is the one that might catch you out because the thing's going the other way this time, so you want to just land on there, then jump to that block, then sort of fly across with the item 2. I suppose you can wait till the platform gets to the middle bit when it's on its other way back round, but it's easier just to use the item to get across. Now look at that enemy placement, that's a dick move, I'm sorry. It's little things like that are why I think the Wily stage is dickish in this game. And having a low ceiling so you can't properly jump over the guy, that too. And now we're on to probably my least favourite boss in the entire series. Because you have just the right amount of energy for the crash bomb to break all them items and the necessary walls. Some of the walls are red herrings, so you shouldn't break them because then it doesn't give you enough crash energy to defeat the things that you're meant to be defeating. So yeah, this is the kind of boss that you have to know what to do to be able to do it. Otherwise, if you die here, you get sent back outside and you have to slowly grind the enemies outside to get more crash energy back, which is a real dick move because I don't like grinding. But yeah, if you do what I'm doing here, I'm making this look a little bit awkward, particularly near the end, because I find there's obviously strategy for doing this, but it's much easier to just try it and if it fucks up, reset, because I'm playing it on the emulator. Like a little casual bit, you know. What I'm supposed to be doing really here is starting the item 1 from the bottom where I'm standing now and using that to let it go all the way up. But I'm sort of being a dickhead here and doing the wrong thing. And now I'm not sure what I'm doing. I am bad at this game and other games, but still. Might be on the right idea here. No, not yet. It's one thing you never really realise just how bad you are at video games until you watch yourself back. Because I'm doing some really stupid shit on screen right now. But yeah, I've never tried to make myself out to be anything more than a complete scrub, so what you see is what you get. Can't say I'm misleading anyone. The next level is a huge skull. It's not foreboding at all. Now, given it's the end of a Mega Man game, I think you know exactly what's coming up. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip past the Robot Masters here because we've seen them already once. We don't need to see them again. I like with this game compared to Mega Man 1 how you actually get like a little health pellet as the Robot Masters die. So you can, it's like more realistic to do them in one sitting as opposed to like dying. Anyway, I've been getting a lot of attention on these videos lately. I know Airman's a huge fan. I'm sorry. Except I'm not. Anyway, on to final boss time? Yeah, for the first phase of this boss, what you want to do is throw a fully charged atomic fire or atomic heat, whatever the weapon's called, at him. Just throw a couple of them and that takes off the first form like no one's business. So now, the next stage is just shoot whatever you got at him. Crash bombs are really good for this. If you haven't like done what I did of deliberately game overing so I can get all my weapon energy back, the other option is to use the metal blades. You can just sort of shoot them and they eat through them as well. But that's him down. That was kind of underwhelming for a final boss, wasn't it? Oh wait, there's more! I wonder what this could be. In this final section, I like the fact there's no music. It brings like a brilliant atmosphere to the fact that like you're getting near the end now. And the fact that it's like something extra as well. Now these like dripping, I suppose it's, I guess blood, I don't know. Like that, just keep walking. If you stop and faff around, you're more likely to get hit, whereas if you just keep walking, they can't hit you. But anyway, he's an alien? What the fuck? Yeah, absolutely no one's surprised by this because this game is being LP'd to death, but still, I might as well play it up a little bit, right? This is a boss which is particularly annoying by the slowdown because you notice how the slowdown in this is quite inconsistent. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it plays at normal speed. So when you're trying to work around the fact that like there's this pattern that you're following, it kind of makes it that little bit more difficult. The good thing here is that the boss in himself doesn't have any invincibility frames. If you can shoot 2 bubbles at him at once, then that will just do 2 hits, which makes it easier. The bubble lead is the only weapon that affects him, so don't try using anything else. I think they actually heal him if you use something else, so you need to have at least a reasonable amount of bubble lead as you go into this boss. Which again, if you don't, you can easily game over and you'll be refilled. Which is a bit of a problem if you're like me and pick up every life you see just out of habit. But yeah, it's not really that much work once you get his pattern down, because he just does this like figure of 8 over and over and over. He is really lethal if you jump into him, but just be careful, and that ain't really that big of a deal. Dr. Wily phoned home. There we go, he's down. I guess that's Wily's final boss beaten then. Yeah, sorry Wily, you're kind of a dickhead and you've done this twice now. I shouldn't really forgive you, but I'm going to because I'm a dumb robot. And now I'll leave you with this kind of beautiful closing sequence. I'll see you in Mega Man 3. Bye bye.